What is good, YouTube? How is everybody doing? How is everybody's day going? Hope everybody's Wednesday is going well, swell, however you want to say it. I hope it's all of those things. Shout out to everybody who is already in the building. We got Diego in the building, Robert. We got EJ Chowder, SVT in the building. Shout out to all you guys who already pulled up. But look, today, after we realized that Mr. James Bradberry will not be a Las Vegas Raider, I wanted to go ahead and just look over the Raiders' defensive depth chart because I think that there may be one or two more additions before the season starts, but I don't think that they'll be like roster altering. Maybe we get like one roster altering move. Maybe we bring in another defensive tackle or whatnot. But I really wanted to just go over all of this with you guys. Shout out to everybody who's pulled up even more. We got Rodolph's Senate, I don't even know, Sanatorium. Zachariah was good. Yoshi was popping. My brother ONT6, always showing love to the fam. Let's see. Bud and Grub, Jonathan, Raider Two Face, my brother Dustin in the building. ONT, shout out to my brother. He says, Raiders. What's good with you, my man? First catch, hit the thumbs up. Yes, hit those thumbs up, man. Let's get this into the algorithm. But shout out to my brother Dustin, man. Always showing love to the channel. And he also has a Discord. He should be dropping his Discord link in the chat very soon. So if you guys want to talk Raider football when there's nobody going live, you can always hit up his Discord. So he should be dropping that in the chat very, very soon. We got Arnold, Richard. But look, let's get back on track, right? Like I said, James Bradberry won't be a Raider. He signed I think it's what, a 7.5 base deal with the Philadelphia Eagles, up to $10 million. So it's looking like he took the chance in the NFC least, knowing that he don't got to face the crazy competition like he does here. So, yeah, he took the easy route. But that's okay. He won't win anything over there. I wish he would have came here. Maybe he would have had a bigger chance of winning it all. But it is what it is. You know, he wants to get paid. I get it. It is what it is. It happens. But moving on. Oh, my God. This dog, man. This dog. Listen. Just hopped in the big rig. Perfect timing. There you go, Graham Cam. I'm glad. But like I said, man, I wanted to go over this defensive roster that we've got. So I'm going to pull it up really quick so that you guys can see it. We got Big Homie in the chat. Let's see. Yes. Dustin, there's his link tree. Should have all his stuff in there. Need more depth at corner. I have a couple corners. You know, I'm really a big fan of Jimmy Smith just because this is your new time slot. No, I entered work earlier, Anthony. So I got this in earlier. Anytime that I can get this in earlier for you guys, I want to get it in earlier. I could have waited until 7, but I got home earlier today because I got in much earlier. So I just wanted to get this out there for you guys today. Shout out to my brother First Catch with the super sticker. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. But let me pull up the depth chart, and shout out to my brother Sean Johnson. He was the one who actually put this first look out there of the depth chart. So there's that. Look at just all right. So you can look at it right here. As you can see on the screen, for defensive ends, right defensive ends, you got Max Crosby, Clelin Ferrell, Malcolm Kuntz. Obviously, as of now, it's looking like Mr. Clelin Ferrell. He has already said it himself. He is going to be an outside linebacker. So Clelin Ferrell being an outside linebacker pushes Malcolm Kuntz up in the depth chart a bit. We have Jonathan Hankins here, so he's a nose tackle. You know, somebody that just had surgery. I still would put him at the top of the nose tackle chart. I like that a lot. You have Neil Farrell Jr., 4th round pick out of LSU for the Las Vegas Raiders. You have Andrew Billings and Kyle Pecco. I would swap Kyle Pecco and put Andrew Billings up once, or put Andrew Billings down one spot and Pecco up one spot. Then let's see. He says Andy Big Hank is getting cut. We'll see, man. That surgery. We'll see. Shout out to my brother Wasted in the building, man. Said thick frame Neil. I'm dead, man. But for defensive tackle, we got Bilal Nichols, Matthew Butler, recently acquired through the draft, Vernon Butler, free agent pickup, Kendall Vickers is still out on the roster. Now, for left defensive end, you have Chandler Jones. He's also an outside linebacker. Same with Kyle Frackrell and Tashawn Bowers. All these guys are pass rushing guys that have the versatility to bump inside if need be. Now you have Divine Diablo and Kenny Young. Kenny Young is somebody that we just picked up a few days ago. So there's that to look at as well. You have Denzel Perryman and Micah Kaiser, really the two interior linebackers. Something to note is that Kenny Young can play the inside linebackers, but in the base 3-4, and Divine Diablo can also play that middle linebacker role or that that nickel linebacker role when we're in our 4-2-5 style defense. Now you also have Jayon Brown and Darian Butler. I also think that Darian Butler offers versatility on the inside. Now when you move down to the corners, you have Trayvon Mullen, Anthony Averett, Rocky Sin, Amik Robertson, Darius Phillips, Sam Webb, somebody that we just got as an undrafted free agent pickup. Now, we are yet to update this, and we did just acquire Stanford Samuels, so there's another player to note there. Now, somebody that can offer slot corner or nickelback. You got Nate Hobbs, of course. You have Cravon LeBlanc, Bryce Cosby. And then when it comes down to the safeties, I really don't think we have one true strong safety. That's the only thing on this roster. But at the end of the day, is that you don't need a true strong safety with Patrick Graham's defense. So you got Jonathan Abram, who I think will end up playing a hybrid linebacker role anyways. You have Deron Harmon, Roderick Teamer. Then free safeties, you got Trayvon Merrick, Tyree Gillespie, Isaiah Polamau. And that's pretty much the entire defensive depth chart. So we'll see. Today, I'm pumping gas, and what comes up on the screen, splitting difference. Shout out to my brother Ben Bad in the building. We also got Darnell. What's good with you, my brother? So, yeah, pretty much this is a first look on paper. Of course, for those of you guys who haven't already seen, I put a lot of these players on the screen in terms of a visual in my Raiders defensive breakdown a few days ago. So if you want to see it with visuals, go check it out. But I did just want to look at how it would seem on paper. Like when you're just looking through the roster, right? When you look at that list, who is somebody that gets cut? My brother Wasted Talent already said that Big Time Hank is going to get cut. You know, he's a guy that recently just had surgery. He's possibly a cut candidate guy. He says that thick frame Ferrell. Neil Farrell will get the nod, so we'll see. But I honestly think that Jonathan Hankins' surgery, it's kind of sucky with the timing due to the simple fact that I feel like he's a starter when we are in our 4-2-5 nickel defense, and the reason is because he's never played in a 3-4. So there's that to look at as well. Let's see. Shout out to my brother Dustin. He says, let's blow the video up and hit that like button, Red Nation. Appreciate you, my brother. Troy Pride out of Carolina, cornerback. He's not on the roster. Is that somebody that you just want us to look at or pick up, or what's the deal with him? Rodolph was good with that. Let's see. Northern Cali 707. My brother Richard in the chat says was good. Let's see. Good mixture of people who can start, back up. They will improve if given the chance. Exactly. I feel like our roster is full with guys that are going to get given an opportunity to get a starting role. That's what it is. And if you look at it, for those of you guys who had time to check out the series that happens every year after the draft, the call when our general manager calls up the draft picks, something that I like was that Mr. Dave Ziegler was very consistent with all of them, right? He gave them the call and he said, you know what? We're going to give you that chance to compete, make your role, make your name, and it's up to you. And I like that a lot. I like the fact that he's letting them know off jump. He's not selling them a dream. He's not selling them a role. He's saying, listen, you're going to make of it what you make of it, basically. Like the role that you create is the role that you're going to get. Nothing more, nothing less. So if you earn that spot, you earn that spot. We don't care if it's first, second, third, fifth, sixth, fourth, whatever round. If you make that, you get it. Simple as that. So I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Shout out to my brother James. He says, "What's good, Andy? Hope your day has been blessed so far." Thank you. It has been blessed. Hope yours is as well. Silver and Black says, "Keep the great content. Appreciate you, my brother." He says, "I love this roster right now." Me too. I like the roster. Pretty simple, like what William said, man. This roster is full of guys that they'll be given that chance, and they'll make of it what they may. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what's good, my guy. Finally caught a live, my brother Tavio in the building, always showing love. Appreciate you, my brother. Yo, what up, Andy? Just tuning in. Hope all is well. It is all well so far. We just gave a quick rundown on the roster, Joey. Seeing what we have, looking at it on paper, and with James Bradberry getting himself a contract with the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm really, really, really interested to see what corner is the one that's going to step up. Is it Rock Ya-Sin? I know my brother Wace likes to call him Lock Ya-Sin. Is it Anthony Averett? Is it Trayvon Mullen coming off of his injury and his surgery? Who is it? Because as of right now, I wouldn't go out and say that there is a true number one on the market. I think that James Bradberry hitting the market was going to be the last one, and he already signed a contract. So we'll see what happens, but we definitely need to acquire maybe one more interior presence. And the reason why I say that is because I had Mr. Clelin Ferrell playing a big part of this defense on the inside as a 3-4 defensive end, as a 3 technique defensive tackle, but it's looking like Patrick Graham has different plans for him, and it's looking like Patrick Graham wants him to play the outside linebacker role. Now, that's not something that I really thought that Clelin Ferrell would or could ever do, but if that's the role that he's going to be asked to do, I do think that the Las Vegas Raiders need to go out and acquire another interior defensive lineman. 2 options that I really want us to look at. 2 of them have played in the 3-4, or really 3 options that I really like us to look at. 2 of them come from Chicago, and the other one is obviously he's been in the headlines of the news of the Las Vegas Raiders, and that's Ndamukong Suh. The other one is Akeem Hicks and Eddie Goldman. Those are my top 3 guys that I really, really, really would like the Raiders to go out and target now that Clelin Ferrell is set to make the move to the outside linebacker spot. So very, very interesting with that. Patrick Graham is changing plans. But it is what it is. It happens. And at the end of the day, we will see. Adams Family News on Twitter. Shit, man. Hope everything's doing good, man. Man. Let's see. Let's see what's up with Adams, man. What is his Twitter? Is it Tay Adams? What's Devontae's Twitter? What the hell is his Twitter? Go get Sue. Condolences. Xavier Rhodes. I thought Rhodes' clothes went back. I'm not seeing anything there. First catch, I'm not seeing anything on Devontae Adams' Twitter. But whatever did happen, if anything did happen, yes, we always want to send condolences to our brother Devontae Adams. And check this out, you guys, really quick, since we are on the Twitter page. I wanted to implement something with you guys because I know that there's some of you guys that like to play video games. So if there's any of you guys that play Madden throughout the week, I want you guys to send in your Madden clips. Tweet them to this Twitter that's right here. 510 Redders Talk. That's my Twitter. So if you play Madden throughout the week, tweet them at that Twitter account with your video, and I want to react to them on Mondays. We're gonna call them Madden Mondays, and we're gonna have a winner each week. We're gonna let the chat. Of course, you can only use the Raiders, so do not send any clips. Do not send any clips using any other teams. But if you play Madden throughout the week, drop your clip for clip of the week to that Twitter, and we will watch it on the stream with the nation. But his cousin, oh wow. Well, if his cousin was shot, we never want to see that. That is no, we do not want to see that. That is condolences for sure. Let's see. But shout out to my brother Maze in Blue. He says, "What up, brother Andy? Hope the day is going well for you. I'm really liking how the roster is coming together. Me too. Me too. Oh man, his shit, man. That's terrible, dog. That's terrible. It always sucks, you know. It's like that man Devontae tried to do everything by him, by his family. He's done everything right, and to see somebody, to see your own family member get hit back in your hometown, it's like it's just so disappointing. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, come on, man. That's tough. That is tough. Let's see. I think Ferrell was playing around, not fast enough to play linebacker. Well, silver and black, something to look about with what's going on with Clelin Ferrell is that in this scheme, going into a 3-4, linebacker is much different than what it is on a 4-3, right? So when you're in a 4-3, a traditional 4-3, your linebackers are off the ball so much more than in a 3-4. In a 3-4, you essentially have two linebackers that are on the line of scrimmage. So Clelin Ferrell could definitely play that. My thing is that with Clelin Ferrell is that in college, he always had his hand in the dirt. So for him to now be in like a 2-point, just kind of reacting is a little bit different. I'm not sure if that would translate too well with Clelin Ferrell and what he's able to do. So with Clelin Ferrell moving to the outside linebacker position, there's two things. There's two things. It's going to help a lot to set the edge. That's one. It'll help a lot to set the edge. That's a plus because you have a guy that's been a guy that could play on the inside with these 350-pound guards, also play on the outside with these 360-pound tackles. And now you put him at outside linebacker where sometimes he's going to face a tight end one-on-one, and he's just going to absolutely bully the tight end on run plays, right, at that outside linebacker spot. So you have a mismatch there against the run. But where you have a problem is that on occasion, not a lot, but there will be times that Clelin Ferrell is going to be asked to drop back into a flat and make sure that a running back doesn't get asking him to do something that he's never done. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but it'll definitely be an unnatural feeling. But what I will say is that there's a major plus in the run and pass game when he is not assigned to drop back. But when he is assigned to drop back, which will be very, very rare, I feel like the Raiders could be exposed off of it, but we'll see. We'll see. Facts, a 3-4 linebacker is different. Well, a 3-4 outside linebacker is very different because a 3-4 outside linebacker technically is just another player on the line of scrimmage. If he's playing 3-4 outside linebackers as pass rushers, he's plenty fast enough. Yes, he is. He is. How do I curve my hats? It's a bunch of different ways. I used to have long hair, so I used to just get a hair tie and get like a water bottle or something like that. And I used to just, put it on there. Or you could just use your forearm, curve it on there. But, yeah. Or I just mess with it, just do that, But I know there's some people that use like steamers and random shit. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's how we do it. Shout out to my brother Graf in the building. Yeah, man. Rodolph, it's looking tough, man. Devontae Adams is looking like maybe a family member of him was shot in his hometown. It's like you never want to see that, man. You never ever want to see that. I think Clee looks good in the outside linebacker spot if the opposing offense is in 11 personnel. That way he could face a tight end. Yes, that is true. That is true. And for those of you guys who don't know, 11 personnel, 22 personnel, it's all different stuff, but a lot of it has to do with tight ends. 22 is when you're going to see more tight ends on the field, but even in the 11, he can have that one-on-one. He can do a lot of stuff, and he'll create a mismatch on that tight end when he's rushing the tight end. So there's that to look forward. Something that I will like to mention, though, with the Clelin Ferrell to the outside linebacker spot is that I actually think it has a lot to do with Max Crosby, right? Max Crosby had second team all-pro season this last year, so he had those all-pro votes this year. He played at an extremely high level, and I think that Clelin Ferrell going to the outside is because they don't want Max Crosby to make that transition. They'd much rather make that transition with somebody that they aren't committed to long-term and see if Clelin Ferrell can do it, and if he can, well, then you can give him a contract at outside linebacker, which is much different than giving him a contract of his fifth-year option at defensive end. So it is a lot different. But I think that you're seeing this change to Clee due to the fact that Max Crosby's production was insane last year. He led the NFL in pressures. I think he still had 8 or 9 sacks, and he completely closed off like 2 games for us last year. So I think that a lot of this movement and stuff is because Max Crosby played at an all-pro level on the inside or at the edge, and they don't want to do that to him and make him switch positions this year. I do think that there will still be times, though, where you'll see Max at outside linebacker. I think that you'll still see times where Malcolm Kuntz will go in the outside linebacker spot as well. I think that you'll see a lot of versatility with these guys. Yeah, NorCal's a war zone right now. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. Clean outside linebacker, huh? Yeah, fuck you. Hey, y'all, shout out to my brother, My Opinion, in the building, man. Bro, our defense is gonna be lethal. I can't wait. Listen, man, the defense is gonna be what the defense puts up on film, man. So what side will he play? Well, whenever you have a stand-up rusher as an outside linebacker, you want him to be on the strong side. So you want him to be on the side where either the tight end is or the running back in the backfield is. That's where you want. So wherever the strong side of the field is, that's where you want your outside linebacker that's rushing to be. So that's what I feel like will happen. It's not much of a switch to do that. And the thing is, since they're standing up, if the offense decides to flip the play or flip formations, it's not like they're in a 3-point stance or in a 4-point stance where it's much slower for them to move along the line of scrimmage. They can just sprint to the other side of the field, other outside linebacker spot, and do what they do there. Let's see. You think Max asked to keep Clee? I don't know if Max Crosby is really in that position to keep Clee. I know they're great friends, and they've been great friends. They came in touted to be a big duo together. Salt and Pepper was expected to take off, but it never did, mostly because of Cleveland's production as a pass rusher. But I don't think that Max was in that position. I think that Max would definitely put a good word in for him when it comes contract time next year, but I don't really know if he'll be that far into Clelin Ferrell's pockets really to be asking for him to stay or fighting for him to stay that much. I definitely think he would love for him to stay, though, for sure. Anthony says, salute, Andy. I thought I would pull up. Haven't been in your chat for a while. Appreciate you, Anthony. Always showing love to the channel, man. Thank you. Outside of Max, yes, he will be on the outside of Max Crosby. I think that this move means that Max Crosby will be playing that 3-4 edge, that 5 technique. So he'll be moving in. Instead of moving out 2 or 3 shades, he's only going to move in 1. So it's not that bad. Instead of being on the outside shoulder of the tackle, he's going to be nose. He's going to be right here on the tackle that he's going up against. So he's going to be bumping in a shade or 2. You might even see him be on the inside shoulder of the tackle that he's facing at times as well. So you'll see that. You'll see that as well. But he'll be playing the inside of Clee or Jones. Super sticker. Shout out to my brother First Catch again. Thank you very much. Sending more love our way. Thank you, man. He says, my brother AJ says, we could see Salt and Pepper make a return. Max at DN, Clee at outside linebacker. We might see some of that experiment in the preseason. I don't want Max to play at all in the preseason. I'm going to be so real. I don't want Max to play one snap in the preseason because nah. No, I don't want to risk that. Max is going to be a huge part of this defense. I really don't want any of these veterans, these older guys like Deron Harmon, Chandler Jones. I don't want those guys playing in the preseason because they're older, and one little tweak can kind of do it for them. So I don't want to see that. I know what we have in these guys. I don't want to see them in the preseason. No thanks. But I would love to see Clelin Ferrell play in the preseason. I would love to see Malcolm Kuntz play a lot in the preseason, as well as our rookies, Neil Farrell and Matthew Butler. I'd love to see those guys in the preseason, but I don't want to see Max. I don't want to see Chandler. I'll wait. I'll gladly wait another month. I'll gladly wait another month if that means that those boys are going to be 150% ready to go. At least one series? Nah, hell no. Hell no. One series, we could regret that one series for an entire 17 weeks. Hell no. Hell no. Hopefully Clee could be used to his strengths and not to his weakness. I believe that if there's a roster of if there's a staff, is what I should say, that is going to play to Clelin Ferrell's strengths, it's going to be this one, William. So I think we will see that, and I think that that's what they're planning. Let's see. You talked about the main thing on the street today with Bradberry. I did. I said that with James Bradberry taking the easy way out and going to the NFC least, he won't have to face as much competition as he would here. But he's 28. Maybe he thinks that he doesn't have that many years of football left, and he doesn't want to spend them getting cooked in practice by Devontae Adams. So he went to the NFC, yeah, it is what it is. Fuck him. It is what it is. He says, I do want to see Bam. Me as well. I would love to see Bam in the preseason. This is a guy that has a lot of talent and a lot of upside. The only thing is that with Bam is that he's only been playing football for about 3 or 4 years, and he's already 26 years old. So, teams may not have wanted to take that shot on him. Thankfully, yes, I am thankful that the Raiders took a shot on him. And the reason why I am thankful is because I'm a huge advocate in offensive linemen getting better with age. I think that they're one of the only positions that, yes, although they get banged up a lot, I think that they're one of the more durable positions in the NFL, and with age, they continue to get better. So with Bam already being 26, am I concerned about that? Not at all. I think that we have a phenomenal coaching staff here that is ready to provide him with a lot of knowledge going forward and learning football at the NFL level. Ultimately, he fits what they want in an offensive tackle. They have had massive human beings for right tackles with the New England Patriots for the last few years, right? So, they even traded us a 5th and a 6th round. They traded us 2 5ths and a 6th round to get Trent Brown back. Just think about that. That's how bad they wanted a massive human being back on the roster, that they did all of that just to get Trent Brown back. And we got Bam Olaseni, and we'll see what he could do. Got to get the feet wet again. Nah, man, I don't care about that shit. They can get their feet wet in the first half of the game, week 1. Fuck that. Let's see. So the staff is going to have is Max going to have to put on is Max going to put on weight? 255 is light for a 5 tech. It's a little bit different, Bosco, because due to the fact that Max will have an outside linebacker to also help him to the left of him or to the right of him, it's not as bad as if he was playing 5 technique like how the Niners run a wide 9 with their 4-3 front. It's not like that, right? because then he'd be going one-on-one against guards and all that kind of stuff. But with this, it's a little bit different because he has help from the outside linebacker. So if they want to run, the outside linebackers on the line of scrimmage to come down and stop the run as well. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that he has to put on too much weight. I actually think that probably Patrick Graham is going to be comfortable with him where he's at. If you remember that play against Philly, I think it was Philly, where he had that crazy play. He jumped over the line of scrimmage. He was playing very, very, very deep on the inside of the defensive line that play. Obviously, he uses athleticism rather than his strengths that play, but I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. You about to watch the Warriors game? In all honesty, Aaron, I didn't even know there was a fucking Warriors game. Like, I thought basketball season was up. Sorry, I don't watch basketball, bro. It is what it is. You think Bam makes the roster because he won't make it to the practice squad, in my opinion? This is what I think. I think that Bam Olaseni will be a practice squad protected player for the entire year. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that every week we are going to protect, because we have, I think it's, you have 3 protected players a week. You have 3 protected players a week. So I think that at the end of the day, he won't make the roster, but I think they will protect him every single week. And I think that he'll get elevated probably twice during the season. Or he could very much just make the roster. He could very much just make the roster. I just got my Davante Adams jersey today, and I work with a bunch of Packers fans. I can't wait to go to work tomorrow. Fire, Yoshi. You know, you should also have like some DC gear on too, and show him, just show him who Davante Adams chose over Aaron Rodgers. Let's see. Didn't know that. Yeah. So Rodolph, you have about 2 to 3. I think it's 3 practice squad protections a week. So we'll see. What do you think happened with Trey Turner? Honestly, I just think that he didn't do enough. Personally, I mean, Trey Turner is a guy that everybody was very, very hyped about. I wasn't too hyped about him, honestly. Like, cool, we got Trey Turner. I was more happy about Justin Hall, if I'm gonna be real. I mean, Justin Hall, in my opinion, obviously he played in lower competition with Ball State, but I thought that Justin Hall's numbers looked better. I thought that Justin Hall provided more for the team, being a returner, an elite returner, having over, I think, 1,000 or almost 2,000 return yards in his career. I mean, he's shifty as fuck too. So I really don't know what happened with Trey Turner. I know that we wasted $40,000 on a signing bonus on him, but hey, that's not my money. So I mean, I don't care. I don't care. What's the status on Phylon? Yes, that's a good one as well. I know my brother Graf did a video, a quick hit on Phylon earlier today, possibly being, frustrated with what the Raiders are doing. Right? It was reported earlier on last week by a Cleveland reporter that covers the Cleveland Browns that the Buccaneers, Raiders, and Cleveland Browns were all interested and were the last 3 teams to really have a conversation on bringing in Ndamukong Suh. And I think the same day, Darius Phylon, tweeted out they're looking for something they already had, right? And you could argue that. You could argue that, Darius Phylon is a very disruptive defensive tackle, right? He showed that a lot last year. But at the same time, it's like what we were looking for in Ndamukong Suh is somebody that's been healthy since 2014. So at the end of the day, yes, you could say that maybe Phylon could put up those numbers, 6 sacks if he played and started in all 17 games last year. But ultimately, what Phylon hasn't offered is, health. And that's something that Ndamukong Suh has offered for the last 8 years of his career. So we'll see. 27-inch vert seems to lack explosion. Trey Turner hopes to be Keelan Cole one day. That was my main thing, Raiders Digest. When we signed Trey Turner, That was the main thing that I mentioned. A 27-inch vert for somebody that's 6'2" isn't really impressive, right? It's impressive for the average Joe, but for an NFL athlete, it's not impressive. Um, but you mentioned Keelan Cole. I think that Keelan Cole make the roster. I think that he'll end up being our number 2. That's what I think we'll see. Already got what you're looking for. Exactly. My brother Halo's in the building. Shout out to my guy Halo. What's good with you, my brother? Hope the family is wonderful. If you were on SC Experience 1K celebration, I thought Lewis did a very good job on his panel. I did not get to tune into that live, but what I will say, if for whatever reason, if my brother SC is in here right now, congratulations on a huge milestone. You earned it, bro. You earned it. You earned it, bro. That's what I'm gonna say. You earned it. You grinded for that shit. Shout out to my brother SC Experience. Always putting up good content for the nation. I think Cosby has some dog in him. Might let's see, in him might be good back for now. Good backup, maybe is what you meant to say. I think you're talking about Bryce Cosby, the nickel / safety player out of Ball State as well. He's a guy that offers versatility. I did a video on him, giving my thoughts and opinions on that signing. But yeah, he's a guy that plays safety. He's a guy that plays slot corner or nickel corner, however you guys like to say it. He offers versatility. Good player, and he's coming off of his best year of his career. Best year of his career. Let's see. Right away, shout out Sean Johnson as well. Love your interactions. Anthony, shout out to you as well. Yes, facts. Sean, if you were in here a while ago, I was just using the dead chart that you sent me earlier on last week. So shout out to my brother Sean in the building, always showing love and helping out the Raiders channels. Let's see. Yo, Andy, question. Do you think we go after Jesse Bates? Wild. I know it's unpopular. I know some people think it's other players. I think that Jesse Bates is the best free safety in the NFL. I know some people have it as Mika Fitzpatrick or whoever the fuck, but I think that Jesse Bates is the best free safety in the NFL. Now, with that being said, it's been reported that Jesse Bates is unhappy and he has no intention on signing or playing on his franchise tag that the Cincinnati Bengals decided to give him. And it's actually funny because the Cincinnati Bengals actually burned through their entire cap. So it's not looking like they'll get an extension done with him this offseason. And if they do, the extension will probably hurt them in the future. But with all that being said, if Jesse Bates wants to be a Raider, I'm trading a first-round pick for his ass. No, I'm lying. Nah, I'm not trading a first-round pick. I'll give them a second for Bates, and the reason is because I just wouldn't use a first-round pick on a safety anyways. But I like Jesse Bates. He's proven. I would love Jesse Bates on this roster. And guess what? If they don't get an extension done with him, he'll be a free agent next offseason. So it is what it is. Got some things cooking behind the scenes, Sean. Huh? Oh, wait. Raider Ray. My brother here is also another content creator. So please go ahead and sub to our brother Raider Ray. Let's see. FKC. Simple as that, Rod Gas. I love how he came in here with all of the negative energy. I'm with that shit, most definitely. Andy, do you feel we are waiting until June 1st to try and sign Sue, possibly Williams? I know that we may not be waiting then, but I think that we have to because for the simple fact that we may just not have the money until then. But something that I didn't really, not that I didn't like, but I kind of disagree with is shout out to our brother Vinny. he covers the Raiders, but today he decided to put out a tweet kind of implying, I guess, that maybe the Raiders, even though they'll have $20 million in cap space, maybe the Raiders won't have that money to use. Trying to imply that maybe our owner doesn't want to use that money. Two things on that. Teams every single year, there's multiple teams in the NFL that don't end up using their entire salary cap for multiple reasons. No, it's not because their owner is broke. It's because at the end of the day, if you go out and you use all your money, it fucks up your cap for next year. And on top of that, you then get tied down to the players that you may not want. You may not be able to get these extensions done. Why? Prime example. Cincinnati Bengals. They got Jesse Bates under contract. They're set. They're clear, right? No, because Jesse Bates doesn't like the contract. So guess what? Even though he has a contract in front of him, he is not going to play on it. Why? And what's the problem with that? Now they don't got enough money this year to say, you know what, we're going to slide that over to you this year. No, because you can't do that because you didn't already spent all your money. Listen, I love Vinny. He puts a lot of good stuff out there for the nation, but trying to put that little weird cryptic shit out on Twitter, that shit right there was, to start some shit, and I don't like that. Let's see. Cap room rolls over. Not really, but kind of. Raiders Digest in a way. Andy, I lived in KC for 16 years and always rep our Raiders. Beating a KC fan got me down to Mexico. But if I have the opportunity, I would do it again. Hell yeah, Rod. And I know for a fact the KC fan deserved it. It was the KC fan's fault. Simple as that. Hello, Raider. That's right, bro. Everyone in the chat, if you ain't subscribed to Raider Ray, subscribe. Exactly. Our brother Halo already subbed up. If you haven't, go hit that sub button on my brother Raider Ray's channel. And on your way back, hit that sub button of mine if you haven't already. Let's see. Merrick, Bates, and Abram in the box. Listen, Daryl, that would be one fucking insane lineup right there that in an alternate universe I think we would get to see. But sadly, this universe is not the alternate one, and I don't think we'll get to see that for multiple reasons. I think that if Jesse Bates is even ever an option, it'll be next offseason, kind of like last year, right? We all wanted Devontae Adams last year, but when it came to put up or shut up time, he ended up shutting up, and he put up another 1,500 yards on the franchise tag that he did not want to play on in the first place. And then he ended up getting traded the next offseason. So I think that'll happen probably with Jesse Bates. I think that Abram probably won't be here next year unless he has a very, very good, productive season this year. And let me ask you this. It's kind of a weird question off topic. Is it hot as fuck where you guys are at too? Because damn, dude, it is hot today. Fuck. I'm not with the hot. I'd much rather it be cold. Let's see. Silver and Black says, Ziegler, too smart to blow all the cash. Remember what McDaniel said. Don't blow your wad. Might need some during the year. Exactly, Silver and Black 442. He literally, man, you should have just quoted it at that point, brother. The man said that free agency is not just from when did free agency open? It opened. What month are we in? We're in May, so he said it's not just a March to June thing. It's a year-around thing. You always need to add players, and that's a fact. That is a fact. What happened last year? Unfortunate events happened. We needed money. We had to go out and get Deshaun Jackson. Well, we had the money to do it, right? And maybe we aren't in that position because of a tragic event this year, But at the end of the day, we may have some injuries and we may need some more depth, and you may need to go out and get a player. So it is what it is. It is what it is. You can't do that. Can't do that. Rod Gas, I'll be in Vegas this year. Wait, I wish to meet Hefe. Yes, Fresno is hot. 93 in El Paso, Texas. My brother, right on the border. Okay. 2 words for you: Waller and Renfro. Why the hell would we spend money when those two still working on the contracts? That's a fact, Crusher. But something to look at with Darren Waller is the way that Gruden and Mayock structured his contract when he got his extension the first time was that he actually wasn't allowed to get an extension or work on an extension until 2023's offseason. So I don't think that a Darren Waller extension will get done this offseason. I definitely think that it'll be getting done next offseason. But I think that Hunter Renfrow is a very, very, very high chance before the season starts. And the reason why is because if you look at all the extensions that we've done so far, something that I've seen happen is with Devontae Adams after he was traded with his extension and Max Crosby after he got his it's pretty simple. The GM and the assistant GM, Champ Kelly and Ziegler, are very, very good with the way that they manage their contracts, and they're all about getting the guaranteed money done quickly. 2 reasons for that. The way that they like to do their contracts extensions is add money onto their current contract instead of lowering their cap this year. They add to their cap this year, which then makes the average per year for the rest of his contract extension get lower because of the amount that you gave him up front. Now, 2, with the signing bonuses and the guaranteed money, the good thing about us doing that is that yes, we have a lot of dead cap if we are to move on from them in the first 2-3 years. But if you have no plans on doing that, there's no problem. So once they get older, once they get into that second half of their contract and maybe the production is getting lower, you can cut ties with them at no cost against your cap, which is something that we clearly didn't do with Mike Mayock and Gruden, right? We still owe Kwiatkowski money. That man is going to play for the Atlanta Falcons. We still owe Carl Nassib money. That man is a free agent. He doesn't even have a job. We owe Kenyon Drake money, and he won't even be playing for the Raiders next year. And Kenyon Drake is going to get paid for the next 3 years, $2 million per year, and that's all because of how poorly the general manager Mike Mayock at the time and head coach Gruden structured these contracts. So with the way that they're doing it now is they're front loading it. So 2, it makes the player happy, but 3, it allows the player, once they're at the second half of their contract, to cut ties with them if they want to. Andy, who do you think is our number 2 receiver, or who's battling for it? Edwards just wasn't it. I think that Keelan Cole will be that. That's what I think. I mean, he's been a number 2 like with the Jets and the Jags, and I know the Jets and the Jags aren't the best teams that you'd want to use for examples when you get a new player, but it is what it is. 96 here. Damn, 96. Exactly. The more money we take into next year, the better chance to keep Waller. Simple as that. What's wacko? Huh? That's the place that he's saying that he's at. That's the place where he's at, Anthony. He's saying it's 96 degrees out there. 56 up north. Oh, that's perfect. 100 in San Antonio, Texas. Fuck. But what happened to Kenyon Drake? So earlier on in the offseason, Buddha, when we decided to restructure Kenyon Drake's contract, the way that it worked with Kenyon Drake's restructure is we saved $3 million this year. Oh, no, we saved $5 million this year because we then made his cap hit This year, $3 million instead of 8. But then for the next 3 years after this season that he's not under contract for, we're going to be paying him $2 million in 2023 that he's not going to be on the Raiders, another $2 million in 2024 that he won't be on the Raiders, and then another $2 million in 2025 that he won't be on the Raiders. So he's getting paid for 3 more years that he won't even be playing for us. And that's all because of the wrongdoings of contracts and setting up of contracts that Mayock and Gruden did. But if you look at the contract extensions that we're doing now, they're much different. They're much more different. We're front loading, making the player happy. And at the end of the day, when they get to that second half of the contract, you can cut ties and there's no dead money. Having second thoughts about wearing my suit this weekend at the Raider Nation summer kickoff in Bakersfield. Think I'm going to go enjoy the party as Adrian. Hey, Halo. Yes. Because this man, we don't need you having no heat strokes or anything like that out there, my man. Because that's fucked up. Yeah. Stop being on the wrong side of history, Andy. Get a Justin Ross jersey. Got a Justin Ross jersey for you and KC, homeboy. Sadly, Todd, that'll never happen. I know your fan base would love somebody like me, but that'll never happen for 2 reasons. It'll never happen, and it'll never happen. Those are my 2 reasons. So, yeah. Fuck the Chiefs, too. Simple as that. Cole and Robinson could combine for an elite wide receiver 2 number / production. That'd be huge. Exactly. He says, Andy, I got a tough one for you. Which player has the best chance to make the roster as an outside linebacker? Clee or Abrams? Well, I think they both make the roster. But as an outside linebacker, I mean, it's the one that already said he's playing outside linebacker, and that's Clelin Ferrell. I think you overthought that one, my brother, because that wasn't too hard. Yeah. Nah, keep him as Rashard. Nah, man. Bakersfield, hey, I know it's hot out there. If Clee is switching to outside linebacker, then where does that leave Abram? It'll probably just mean that Abram will play that sub linebacker safety hybrid role. And I think that he'll end up just getting some burn in the nickel. I don't know how much he'll end up playing. I don't know how much he'll end up playing in our 3-4, unless he actually plays strong safety in our 3-4. But I don't know how much he'll actually play with that. So we'll see. Andy, did you see this? Wait. Andy, did you see this? You said you didn't want Chandler Jones or veterans playing a snap in preseason. How about a sneak peek of Adams? Fuck no. I don't want to see Adams in the preseason. Like I said, I will gladly wait an extra month without him and have a full 17 weeks with him, because I don't want to see him go in because he wants to give the fans one series and then we regret that one series for 17 weeks. Hell no. No thanks. No thanks. Do you think Zamir White will be a starter? I don't think that we'll have a set in stone starting back, but I think that the carries, when it's all said and done with Josh Jacobs and Zamir White at the end of the year, I think that they'll be very, very close. Me personally, I will admit this. I did not like the draft pick at first. Due to just the positional value, I don't think that, going running back in the 4th round, I don't think it's a bad pick, but I also don't think that it's what we could have or should have done with the amount of talent that was still on the board. But with that being said, I will bite my tongue and I will eat my words because I actually like the pick. I like it now. I like it now. It's thinking for the future. And ultimately, I think Zamir White could be a very, very good running back in this league. You think Sheldon Richardson still got something left in the tank? He could be a good pickup, still only 31. Wasn't he the one that signed with the Bears, failed his physical, and then hasn't gotten a deal left since? We'll see. We'll see. Do I think he's got some in him? Yes. Sheldon Richardson. Is he the one that's coming from the Browns or the Bengals? Sheldon Richardson. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. If that's the case, Aram needs to take a hard look at changing that 24. That's a terrible look to be on the bench wearing that historical jersey. I agree, Red Nation. I agree. Most definitely. I think so as well. Clee can't cover it all, so I don't think he'll be anything more than a backup defensive end. I don't think that Clee will really be covering, so to speak. But if you Sheldon Richardson from Minnesota, I thought that's Sheldon Rankins. Wait, Sheldon Richardson from Minnesota, didn't he signed with Baltimore? No, you're thinking about Michael Pierce. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about no more. Let me go back. Yes, back on topic. I'm not sure, Crusher. But when we first got Patrick Graham, I did a breakdown of the Las Vegas Raiders versus the New York Giants on defense. And we went through every single defensive play that Patrick Graham called against the Las Vegas Raiders. And in that game, we saw his outside linebackers drop back a total of 7 times. And when it's dropping back, it's not really saying, okay, I'm going to get one-on-one with this tight end and I'm going to run with him downfield. No. He's covering grass. He's just in a spot where, it's kind of taking an area away from the quarterback, and if someone is there, he's ready to make the tackle. That's really what it is. He's not really dropping back, playing a hook to curl, playing linebacker. No, he's just dropping into an area where it makes it difficult for a quarterback to make a tight throw, and then where it makes it easy for him to bat a ball down in that lane. So that's really all it is. That's really all it is. Can Abram put on enough weight to play linebacker? Isn't he only around 210? Yeah, he's around 209, I think is his listed weight at the moment. That's what I think. Sheldon Richardson was with Cleveland. Yeah, so he's the one that failed his physical in Chicago then, right? Yeah, I know he's got some game in him left, but we'll see. We'll see. As much likes as possible. Keep liking that nation. 106 likes right now. Come on, man. Let's get all 150 of y'all hit that like button in the building, man. Thank you. Let's see. He was with Clee. Then he went to the Vikings. Man, what the fuck? Sheldon Rankins, Richardson, Michael Pierce. All these names are fucking me up right now. Yo, Andy, what side of the ball do you see have a slow start, offense or defense? Honestly, I'm gonna get you with this one, just another DJ. I think that with the Las Vegas Raiders having a 4th preseason game compared to 3 that other teams have around the league, I think that we have a competitive edge and we have an advantage. Therefore, having an extra 60 minutes of football, of real live football, I think that a lot of the wrinkles will be ironed out by the actual season. I don't really see us having a slow start. If there's a spot that I think the Raiders may lack a little bit of oomph is I think what we'll see in the beginning of the year is our interior defensive line get picked on a little bit. If we don't add another player, another veteran, I think that that's probably what will happen in the beginning of the year. I wouldn't necessarily say that one side of the ball completely is like, has a slow start to the season. That I don't think so. Kurt says, let's just get training camp going. Can't wait for the season. Let's go, Red Nation. Simple, man. I cannot wait. These preseason games couldn't come soon enough. I can't wait to do these. Let me know. Let me know, because I know a lot of you guys joined this off season from all of the news and reports that I was breaking down. But for those of you guys who were here before, this off season, let me know how many of you guys were here when me, Graf, were doing the live watch parties on his channel, because I can't wait to get back to those. I really, really, really enjoy those. Really enjoy those. You think we might pick up another wide receiver? I think that McDaniels is comfortable with what he has. Hall of Fame game may require us to start some stars. I mean, it's the first preseason game, so I doubt it. But if there is a game that I would rather us play a starter for a series, it'd be that one. Because, if they tweak something, they don't play for the rest of the, preseason. They have like another month and a half before the actual season starts, and then they should be fine. Let's see. But yeah. Sheldon Richardson was a first-round draft pick by the Jets. Was a great DT/nose tackle. Played for Minnesota and Clee. Played for Minnesota, or played for. Okay, yep. They were dope. Watched them along. The game made it a better experience. I feel that. Hopefully, the joint practice with the Patriots can help the team iron out some communication issues for sure. For sure. That's what I think. Get Graph a digital antenna. Yeah, we got to do something, because we want to do this at a high level, and having one person faster than the other kind of sucks. For him, not for me, because it was fine for me. It was fine for me. I was right on time. I was ahead according to you guys. But yeah, let's see. I'm having serious withdrawal symptoms from the lack of football. Facts. So Andy, was good, fam. Was good with you, chef. Listen, something that I wanted to do, right? We picked up a couple of players. I don't think that me and Wasted ended up doing the Anthony Averett breakdown ever. So I might end up doing that soon. An Anthony Averett breakdown where we watch his tape against the Raiders. There's a couple more players that I think played and we signed them. So we'll see. We'll see if I could do a breakdown on them as well. But I would love to do that. How do you feel about starting Hobbs as strong safety and Averett at nickel? Chris, I don't know where the hell you saw that, but fuck no. I don't know. I don't know if it's just a thought, or if you've seen somebody put it out there. I've seen some wild shit get put out there on the internet. I've seen formations with Hobbs at linebacker and Abram at slot corner. I've seen some fucked up shit. So I hope that you didn't get that thought from somebody else. But if it's something that you're just thinking of, no, I don't want to see. I do not want to see Averett at slot unless we are in the dime. Unless we're in a dime. And at that point, you'll probably see Averett and Hobbs in the nickel at slot corner. Let rookie DTs get some work in preseason, hit the ground running week 1. That's what I think will happen. I don't know how I feel about the safety room. Needs more depth. Yeah, as of right now, you got Davin Levitt, Gillespie. I like Roderick Teamer, Deron Harmon, Trayvon Merrick, obviously. I think I'm missing one more player, but yeah. Hobbs was aggressive at the nickel. Why not? Why not what? Put him at linebacker? Hell no. Put him at safety? Hell no. Andy, where do you get the film for your breakdowns? It's not the TV angles. Yeah, so it's the all 22 film. So it's like sideline footage and then like the aerial cam, the aerial view. Really, that's just a big shout out to my brother Sanjeet for hooking it up for me. I don't know where the hell he got it from, but he he showed me some love, man, and he sent me the games. So shout out to my brother Sanjeet, always showing love to the channel, man. But really, Tavio, I don't know where he get it. That man just he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Stanford Samuels at safety, right? No, he's a corner. He's a corner. I don't think we're picking up very many more people. We spent eighth most money in the NFL at $255 million. That's a lot of money for a broke owner. Yeah, like come on, man. I hate that narrative, dog. That's stupid. He says, bro, I'm heading out into church. I'll pray for us in the nation. Y'all stay blessed. Thank you, Halo, for doing that for me. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, man. Have a good time at service. You have to buy all 22. Usually you have to buy the one on NFL Game Pass, but that shit sucks. Like, it sucks really bad. So I just said, fuck that. Darius Phillips had 4 INTs in 8 games in 2019. He might get that defensive sleeper this year. I would love for that to happen, right? Darius Phillips is a guy that actually I was surprised, but when we signed him, a lot of Bengal fans were kind of disappointed the Bengals let him walk. So we'll see. We'll see. If he could be that kind of sleeper, I would love it. I would love it. Kind of like that Faison sleeper. Is that what we're thinking about? Is that what we're thinking about? A Brandon Faison type sleeper or better? Or better. What do you think? Thoughts on Kyle Fuller or Kevin King? We definitely need one more cornerback. Give me Jimmy Smith, the 35-year-old genius that knows everything about football. Give me him. No, but seriously, if I were to take either one of them, it would be Kyle Fuller. I think Kevin King at one point had a stint with with Gus Bradley or somebody with Gus Bradley's staff. So I think that if he goes somewhere, it'll probably be Indianapolis. Kyle Fuller, we'll see. We'll see. Sue, and an OT. Listen, Chris, if you're gonna want Sue that bad, you should learn how to spell his name. It's SUH. I don't think Sue will be suing anybody. Hopefully not. So yeah. You should learn how to spell his name. You please, nobody be like, hey, we'd love to have you here to Dominican Sue, and then fucking type it like this. I know what you mean, Chris. I agree. But yeah. Facts. Let's get that. Let's spell the name. I know what you meant though, brother. I loved Faison. Still sad he left. I didn't love Faison. I'll tell you that much. Faison he'd get cooked. But I mean, I would have liked him to be here one more year. He's good depth. Kevin King is a complete liability. Hey, it is what it is. Just another DJ, bro. Hey, man, it is what it is. What's your thoughts on Phylon's comments? Yeah, so we touched up on that already, but listen, what I have to say is, is that yes, maybe he feels like what he offered the Raiders last year is similar to what the Raiders may be looking for in another option. But what I have to combat to that argument, my rebuttal to that is that, listen, what we're looking for is somebody that's healthy. You're not healthy. You just had 2 surgeries. So we'll see what happens. But I think health comes first on anybody that we bring in. I don't think we've brought in any injury-prone players. And I'm not saying that Fallon's injury-prone because he's not. But the injury that he had and sustained is very, very bad to the position that he plays. For those of you guys who play football know how much and how important leg drive and hip mobility and all that kind of stuff, all that lower body stuff is to football players, especially defensive linemen, that their entire game comes off of being explosive, coming off the line, getting off the line hard and fast. And with him, it's like you're injured, you're hurt. You had 2 surgeries. How do I know that you're going to offer more than a Dominican Sue? I don't think so. Sue ain't coming. Like to see them pick up free agent right tackle Daryl Williams on June 2nd. I would love it. I would love it. I would love that every single day of the week. Faison was clutch at moments we didn't expect him to be, but he also got burnt when we hoped he wouldn't. That's facts. I think he was only clutch once, and that was against the Chargers. And or was it against the? It was against the Chargers. No, it wasn't against the Chargers. Wait, he had a pick in his first game. Who did? What game was that? Was it the Denver game? I think it was against Denver. It was against Denver. Is Rashard on the team? Jalen Rashard? No. Lower body is essential to D-line and defensive tackle, especially. Exactly, Tavio. Exactly. Analytics transaction. The Raiders are hiring Brad Goldsberry from the Bears as director of football systems, per sources. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? You bring in Champ Kelly as a guy that had a lot to do with the Chicago Bears front office, and then you bring him in to be your assistant general manager after you interviewed him to be your general manager. So it makes sense that we go out. I'm sure Champ Kelly had a lot to do with that. Ultimately, if Champ Kelly's comfortable with him, I'm comfortable with him because we know who hired Champ. And so far, Dave Ziegler's done a fantastic job. So I'm like that. Thank you for that, my brother Dustin, or Death Star Report. So it would be nice, but just like every fan base does, you need to take the superstar goggles off. Can't grab every big name out there. Gotta save the guap for our guys. Exactly, Andres. That's a fact. Did we re-sign Phylon? No. Polo Mal make the 53? I don't know if he'll make the 53. It's going to be very competitive, but I'll tell you what, that safety, that strong safety role, he definitely has a chance to compete and make like if he wants to make this team, he can. Cuz bro, like our strong safety room is not it. Like, well, it's good, but if you want to make the roster, you can. He just has to, take that opportunity and run with it. But the position and the opportunity is there. He just got to take advantage of the situation. Let's blow this video up. Red Nation, hit that like button. Yes, sir. Thank you, Death Star. Sultan in the building. Andy, what is the positional battle you are looking forward to hear about the most in camp? Offensive line, for sure. I want to know that I want to hear every single day that the men up front that are protecting our franchise quarterback are battling it out. I want to hear that every single day. And yes, I may be biased because I love the trenches. I love the offensive line and defensive line. That could be biased. But I want to hear every single day a new name that is improving, another name that is whooping ass, and another name that's sucking ass so we can cut them. I want to hear that every single day. I want to make sure that we got the best men and the best people to go out and give Derek Carr the most time to throw 70 million touchdowns to Devontae Adams. Dude, the Packers putting Rico Gafford back to DB like we should have. Bro, what? Rico Gafford at DB? What the fuck? So what is the best option at cornerback pickup? I mean, Kyle Fuller is probably the best option on paper. I mean, he's had some fantastic years in the NFL. His best years are obviously behind him. He wouldn't be out here if he wasn't. But what I will say is that, I mean, if you want a veteran that knows the game that could teach the youngins, give me Jimmy Smith. Give me Jimmy Smith. What's good, Nation? Let's eat. Shout out to my brother Sequoia. God damn. Oh shit. Okay. Listen, you guys. We already went over the roster today, the defensive roster. I may do another one of these going over the offensive roster. But we've been on here for an hour 15. I'm going to head out. I thank every single one of you guys for pulling up today. I love you guys. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, and let's rock out with this fire-ass outro. Peace.
Welcome to the Death Star, where our opponent's dreams come to die.
Ha! Hold on, I gotta answer my brother Javier. What you think? Odell, Sue, and Williams going for contracts. Odell's probably looking for $10 million. The Dominican Sue probably looking like 5-6. Daryl Williams, probably like 5-6. I'll get back to this on the next one. Shout out to my brother Javier, man. Listen to this fire-ass intro one more time.
Welcome to the Death Star, where our opponent's dreams come to die.